What's up, YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to why Spain are suddenly amazing again. It's no secret if you've been watching my journey through the Euros this year that I absolutely love the way Spain are playing. And so in today's video, I'm going to react to a tactical breakdown. I'm going to react to a tactical breakdown of why Spain are suddenly amazing again, aka the tiki-taka paradox. This is by Front Page Football. So shout out to them. Go check out this video. But we're going to learn a little bit about Spain. They've been my favorite team to watch in this tournament.
For the first time in over 16 years, Spain's remarkable run of 136 consecutive matches with...
Yo, I'm so sorry. I've been streaming this stuff on Twitch recently, so if you want to check out twitch.tv/Luke Sports Academy, we have been watching the Euros together. I've been playing a little Football Manager over there, really learning. All right, let's get back into this reaction.
With more possession than their opponents has finally ended. Rather than lament the demise of this possession-based golden era, however, many are heralding it as the dawn of an exciting new chapter for La Roja, one that had been brewing for some time well before the start of Euro 2024. In this video, we'll explore Spain's storied successes with the famed tiki-taka,
Tiki-taka!
the key factors driving their shift away from that philosophy.
I have noticed, and maybe they're going to get into it. I'm going to try maybe show some of my tactical ignorance here, but I think one of the things that I've noticed in watching Spain this season is the passes don't seem kind of aimless. And that's kind of what I thought about with Tiki-taka. Was beautiful and mesmerizing to watch because it's little short passes, quick, hand, pass the ball, take the ball, pass the ball. It's quick, short passing. It's kind of tedious to watch, if I'm being honest. A lot of quick, short passing, high-level possession. And the thing I've noticed differently about Spain this year is that they are dominating possession still, but in a very different way. The passes don't seem aimless to me. The passing seems very decisive. It feels like we're 5-6 passes, or we're always a couple passes away from a chance. We're always a couple passes away from taking a shot. And so it seems like the passing is a lot more forward. It's a lot more towards the goal. Decisive, with the end result being to attack, not necessarily the end result being to just maintain possession. That's just a very, very ignorant take from someone who's very, very new in tactics and kind of learning my way around. So we'll see if he breaks that down and kind of explains what I'm seeing here.
And examine what this could mean for the future of their national team. After years in the shadows, Spain's national team burst onto the world stage in the late 2000s with their golden generation of players, kickstarting 4 years of dominance that saw them crowned European champions.
Basically Barcelona. It was Barcelona during the time. Iniesta, I'm blanking, Xavi, Iniesta, Xavi, dude, I'm blanking so hard. It was basically Barca minus Messi.
In 2008 and 2012, as well as lifting the coveted World Cup trophy in 2010. At the heart of this unprecedented dominance was Spain's possession-heavy style of play. Tiki-taka, as it would become known to the world, has its roots in the revolutionary Catalan football pioneered by Johan Cruyff's Barcelona in the early 1990s. But Tiki-taka's most successful proponent was Pep Guardiola. During the same period as Spain's incredible international success, Pep's Barca were demolishing the club game, winning an astonishing 14 out of the 19 trophies available to them between 2008 and 2012. After their Euro 2008 triumph under Luis Aragonés, Spain's tiki-taka style became more defined under his successor, Vicente Del Bosque. In his lineups, Del Bosque sought to field as many ball-playing midfielders as possible, including the iconic Barca trio of Sergio Busquets, Andres Iniesta, and Xavi, as well as Xabi Alonso of Real Madrid and David Silva of Manchester City. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime generation. That Spain team smothered their opponents with possession, even if it meant settling with narrow margin wins at tournament games. At the 2010 World Cup, for instance, They won each of their knockout games 1-0, including the final against the Netherlands where they had 63% possession over the 120 minutes. And even when striker David Villa was injured ahead of Euro 2012, Del Bosque's bold decision to deploy midfielder Cesc Fabregas as a false nine still delivered Spain a third successive international trophy, thrashing Italy 4-0 in the final with 52% of the ball. As their golden generation approached retirement, La Roja's fanatic devotion to possession-first football began yielding more mixed results. As early as 2014, Del Bosque himself felt they needed to evolve and become more direct, calling up the rampaging Brazilian-born striker.
Sounds a lot like what I was saying. To be a lot more direct and a little less dominant possession. Like it felt like the end goal. I said this earlier. It felt to me like the end goal with tiki-taka was always to just keep the ball longer than the opponent. Whereas what Spain are doing now seems a lot more... Not that Spain before were not trying to score goals, but they were waiting for goals to just kind of open up. Whereas now they're trying to open up goals for themselves. I could be spewing so much nonsense. I'm trying my best to understand this, guys.
Diego Costa for the 2014 World Cup. Every Spain coach since then, including Julen Lopetegui, Fernando Hierro, Luis Enrique, and Robert Moreno, has talked about modernizing the team by adding verticality and pace.
Verticality.
Despite these efforts, their teams have largely continued to rely on a possession-first approach. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, please subscribe so that you don't miss out on our future videos.
What's the difference between a service animal and
look at
an
this.
emotional support pet? Well, a service animal...
It's a good reminder for an advertisement, to be honest. So, with that being said, let's look at the sponsor of today's video, and that would be me. You see this cool shirt that I'm wearing? It says, "The Beautiful Game." That's my merch. In fact, let me show you something that we got going on here. So let's look at, if you go over to my YouTube channel, make sure you're subscribed, by the way. You click on Store. You'll see these beautiful designs, the Darby Darbs. This was the podcast that my buddy Corey McKinney FC and I started together. Some Tactics hats. Look at that Tactics hat right there. Beautiful Game shirt. You got mugs with the Beautiful Game. Easily distracted by football. Some stickers. We got water bottles if you're trying to play some sports. We got buttons. We got more Tactics hats. We've got more Tactics t-shirts. I mean, let's just look at this for a second. Just look at it. Just look at it. Look at that Tactics design right there. Look at that. Some really cool stuff that we've got here. Tactics stickers. Easily distracted by football hoodie. Tactics mugs. We got all kinds of cool stuff over there on the store. I'd appreciate it. I'm going full-time at YouTube and doing full-time content creation both on Twitch and on YouTube. Doesn't always pay my bills, so it'd be a great support if you could support the channel by going and clicking on these things from the store. I'm sure you'll love what you see over there, and it would help the channel out. If I'm the kind of guy you'd like to support, I'd appreciate it. You don't have to. You can keep watching the videos for free. But let's get back to the reaction. Whoa. What has happened here? I am my own producer at this time.
As Spain's tiki-taka dominance reached its zenith, opponents began to discover a surefire antidote. Sit deep, soak up the pressure, and strike on the counter or from set pieces. This tactical shift has led to some of the biggest embarrassments in Spain's football history. Against hosts Russia in the last 16 of the 2018 World Cup, Hierro's Spain side had a staggering 79% possession, took 23 shots, but...
This has been happening in the Euros, not against Spain, but a lot of these teams have been dominating possession, creating lots of chances, lots of shots. And the teams that have lesser quality, like we're talking like Slovenia or we're talking like Georgia, what they have done is they have waited for counterattacks, or Romania even, and they've been deadly on counterattacks. So that's kind of, I think that still holds true, that some of these nations that have absolute studs, great lineups, they're going to dominate possession, but they're going to be vulnerable on counterattacks. And so I think that still rings true as an interesting way to beat a possession dominant side, especially when you don't have the quality to really compete with them.
But ultimately scored just once before their elimination on penalties. At the same stage of the competition 4 years later in Qatar, Enrique's side recorded 77% possession and completed over 1,000 passes against Morocco, but mustered only one shot on target throughout the 120 minutes, and once again, lost in the resulting shootout. Strangely, Enrique remained fairly upbeat in his post-match interview, speaking of his fervent belief in the Spanish possession style. But objectively, it's difficult to see how he could have possibly been satisfied with that.
What are you talking about?
For large spells, Spain were keeping possession for possession's sake.
Yeah.
The lack of penetration resulting in a hugely underwhelming early exit from the competition.
That is exactly what I said at the beginning of this video. That seemed like tiki-taka was possession for possession's sake. Like, that's the end goal.
To everyone else, it was clear that the time for change had arrived. The process of Spain turning away from possession-first football began with Luis de la Fuente's appointment as the team's coach in 2022. That pivotal change came on the heels of Spain's shock exit from the World Cup at the hands of Morocco, which had provided...
Dude, Morocco were so good, though.
But de la Fuente's road to transforming the national...
Morocco was so deadly with just defensive tactics.
...team has not been entirely smooth. In the early stages of his tenure, he seemingly struggled to establish a clear identity, cycling through nearly 50 players in his first 10 matches. A damaging defeat to Scotland in his second game in charge also added to the pressure from the get-go. Off-field
how are you supposed to beat a team with McSauce on it?
...have threatened to derail de la Fuente's time in charge as well. In the wake of the scandal involving Luis Rubiales during the Women's World Cup final, she was criticized for applauding the disgraced RFEF president's infamous social assassination speech. Though De La Fuente swiftly apologized, there was pressure for him to stand down.
That was rough.
The manager eventually weathered those storms, and as his reign progressed, he gradually settled on a core group of players and a pragmatic style, which was on full display in the Euro 2024 group games. Against Croatia in particular, Spain had just 47% possession, fewer shots, and a lower expected goals ratio. However, with 5 shots on target, the same as their opponents, they were ruthlessly efficient. Spain's opening goal came from a counter-attack, Fabian Ruiz producing a quick pass to release Alvaro Morata for a cool finish. Goals from Ruiz and Dani Carvajal, both involving Lamine Yamal, meant the result was decided by half-time.
I need to find the best.
Another ad.
In science.
It's brilliant.org.
Whoa.
Kind of crazy I don't have YouTube Premium yet.
Spain's new style has not been as easy on the eye as previous iterations of the national team, but the public have been able to stomach this for several reasons. Firstly, there is a wide acceptance that this is a team in transition. Tiki-taka's on-field architects, such as Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets, have all retired from international football, and De La Fuente has shown a willingness to give a younger generation time to find their feet. The fresh injection of exciting talent and a need to alter their approach to maximize their impact has also been pivotal in Spain's shift away from tiki-taka.
Dude, even Cucurella has been all over the pitch.
Yamal, the ridiculously talented teenager who is one of the best one-on-one dribblers around. To maximize his directness, De La Fuente has given him the freedom to break rank and take on defenders. The same applies to Nico Williams, who enjoyed a scintillating campaign with Athletic Bilbao last season.
Bro, Nico, boy.
Spain sides, those out wide, the likes of Pedro, Iniesta, and David Silva in 2010 for example, would constantly drift centrally to help circulate possession. But now, with pace in their wingers, the focus is on direct penetrative runs. The new-look Spain attack is spearheaded by target man Alvaro Morata, who lacks any false nine traits. His goal against Croatia proved this more direct approach can succeed. As he stretched the opposing defense, occupied multiple markers, and continually got into the box, evidenced by the 9 crosses Spain delivered, one of which led to Carvajal's goal. Secondly, it's been hard to argue with Spain's results since De La Fuente's appointment. Since that Scotland defeat, they've lost just 2 of the 12 games leading up to Euro 2024, a run that included a satisfying UEFA Nations League triumph. However, it's worth noting that this Spain still boasts ample ball-playing talent, especially in the midfield with Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, and Pedri. They continued averaging 68% possession in De La Fuente's games in charge before Croatia, and registered more against Italy and Albania, suggesting a gradual transition and greater adaptability depending on the opponent. There's little doubt that Spain's squad has enough quality to trouble most teams in the...
It still appears, it looks like he's finishing up the video here. It still appears that let's get some thoughts here. So it still appears that they're very, very heavily focused on possession. But I think my analysis before this video even started remains exactly what I said. It appears that they are a very, very possession-heavy team that, but now it's not, the end result isn't possession. They are creating chances by going more vertical. It seems like they're always a few passes away from taking a shot. So everything looks so decisive. Everyone, like the pass looks like you can clearly tell each pass has intentionality behind it because each pass is leading towards a goal. And so that's the thing that or at least a shot attempt. Nico Williams, he's been amazing for them. It's been so much fun to watch him and the play between him and Cucurella overlapping there. And Lamine Yamal, I always mess his name up. Dude looks as advertised for a 16-year-old. Unbelievable is what they're doing. So very, 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 very excited about what Spain is doing in this Euros tournament. They've been my favorite to watch. In fact, I had picked Germany over France for my prediction for the final. This Germany-Spain game should be the final. It's the 2 best teams in the tournament going up against each other. It's an absolute travesty that they're going up against each other so early in the tournament because both of those teams should be later on in the tournament. But with that being said, if you enjoy what you saw in this video, go ahead and like this video for me. Comment something down below. Check the link in the description. Go look at some of my merch store. Go check out Twitch. Lots of fun stuff coming on the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. And let's all keep pushing toward 30,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next video.